All right. Well, something has happened apparently on YouTube, and but I've tried to go ahead and pull this guy up again. So let me invite Gary. Yes, you're invited before Gary even was. That's how topsy turvy the quickening is today, folks. But here we go. The invite is sent, and I don't know if you guys. Yes, it's the new stream. Yes. Although I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Can you guys hear me? Testing. It says excellent connection. Son of a. Well, shit. Oh, you do hear me. All live streams are down, Dave Bob. Repeat, all live streams are down. Sandra Feliciano says can't hear a thing. It's giving another error message. Shit. Well, hello.
Hello.
So it looks like it's a YouTube thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's a YouTube thing.
Well, I'm glad it's not us.
Yep.
I don't think that the New World Order killed us.
No.
Because of the Hopkinsville. The chat is closed.
Yeah, so we can't do it. Yep.
Well, all right. I guess I'll send out a general shit. God damn it. That's really annoying.
That's fucking annoying. But yeah, I'm on a live stream for the Earth Cam Times Square 4K, and that which is always going, and it's down.
Okay. Shit.
And it doesn't look like Team YouTube is even aware of it. I just checked on Twitter. I'm checking another live stream now. Yep, it's down.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all down.
All right. So I guess that's it.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Well, you too.
We'll reschedule it, and we'll figure out something. A good thing we didn't have a guest.
Yeah.
And yeah, shit.
We'll figure out what to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think fucking YouTube. I mean, they're like you said, it's their hostility toward ExoZone like topics that makes it very difficult to deal with. And,
it's annoying as hell because I could talk about this shit all day.
I know. And I mean, we could do it on our own channels, our main channels. I mean, we don't get as big a response on our smaller channels. Shit. Nope. God damn it. I mean, if I'd known it was going to crash, there was a lot I could have done today.
Yeah, exactly. I could have finished my video. I'm going to work on my video and prep a little bit for Mark Zickery.
Yeah.
I only get talking for an hour, and he hates fucking Star Trek, but he's like nice about it because Doug Jones is at his show and everything.
Right.
So, right. But I've always shouted out, and I didn't mean to. I liked his DS9 episode, and he did a First Contact episode in Next Generation, and in 1991, and he wrote for the Real Ghostbusters and Super Friends, and the guy wrote a Twilight Zone companion that was brilliant when he was 21. So he is like old school, like first, like the first generation nerd, like a real true blue nerd. And if you look at his videos and like he's got like you would love it. His background is just all paperbacks from like the fucking 70s and 60s, those beautiful paperbacks. You know, it's awesome. It's awesome. So it'll be nice.
Yeah, he looks very cool.
Yeah.
Shit. I would like to join in, but I've got like supper and shit and stuff scheduled. I mean, that's
good.
right at like 5:30 for me.
Well, I'll get you a shout out in. So,
well, let me. I don't even know how to really use Skype. I mean,
it's pretty easy, but I don't know. Like your anonymity might get. I don't think so. You could just create an account and call it Doomcock.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything, but yeah, just let me know. It's like no pressure. Again, it's only going to be an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be chit chatty. So, and it's going to go on within one of my live streams in the next couple of days. So
in one of your live streams?
Yeah, I'm not going to post it as a video on my channel. I can't. I mean, the algorithm would kill me. So what I'm going to do is do a Nerdrotic Nooner and plant it right in the middle of the Nooner. So I'm going to go, I got an interview here with Mark Zickery, and just make it part of the show. And then I'll come back live and we'll talk about the interview.
And what, just run the video inside a window?
Yeah. So what I've got is OBS, and I'll just run the video through OBS, and I'll hang out in the chat, you know, while the interview's going, and then I'll come back. So I do like a half hour before, do the interview, half hour afterwards.
I see.
And we'll make it, and it'll be a big promo for his show Space Command, and talking about Star Trek Picard and everything. So,
all right, man. Well, have a good one. Sorry we didn't make it, but
it's all good, bud.
I guess that's YouTube. Shit, I don't.
I'm tweeting at fucking Team YouTube right now. So, yeah. So yeah, live streaming just crashed across the board. Crashed.
Yeah, shit.
The platform. There you go.
I don't even know if I'm getting anything here. Doggone it. Yeah, it's just fucked.
Yeah, I just tweeted at them. I'm sure they're aware.
People in the chat are saying it looks like it's down across the board. Just as we were getting rolling. Oh, well.
Yep. All right, brother. Have a good day. Have a good supper.
Yeah.
And fucking we'll talk on Sunday, you know.
Oh, Sunday. For sure. It's on your channel this time.
Yep. And we're gonna shred fucking Picard. I mean, like,
absolutely.
Gloves are off. Gloves are off.
Absolutely.
I Doctor Who, Picard. As a matter of fact, I think no, because there's been a lot of attacks on fandom this week. Go check out the BBC article on fan entitlement. The Guardian just attacked Doctor Who fans. We'll go over all of this. As a matter of fact, this will be a weird video for me, because usually I do my videos based on like Star Wars. Like I'll do it on a subject, on a movie, so the titling gets hot. I mean, this next video, it's basically it's a media meltdown on fandom. It's a all out attack on fandom. And I'm gonna open it with I'm gonna really stretch. I'm gonna test what I can get away with on YouTube, because I've been doing that, and I'm gonna put in the beginning. It's duck season. It's rabbit season. It's duck season. It's rabbit season.
Right.
It's season. We'll see if I get busted for that. If I do, I do. Dude,
well, good luck, man. I think.
No, sorry. I've been getting away with footage. I've been putting more and more footage in my stuff, and I put a straight up X-Men clip in my last video, and nobody hit me for anything.
That's weird.
I think the bigger you get, the less they fuck with you.
Really?
Yeah. Because I used to get hit with this shit all the time, and now in my Star Wars, to Disney's credit, man, they never ever hit me, and I put straight up entire trailers in my videos now, and it's helpful. By the way, the algorithm likes that. People like that. They like the visual aid.
Right.
Yeah. So takes more time though. Takes a lot of fucking time to go through that shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
Well,
Sunday.
good luck with it, dude.
It's on.
And
You too, man.
we'll see you. We'll
Go
see
kick
you
some
next
ass,
time.
brother.
All right. I'll
All
do
right.
something good, hopefully.
Yeah, you will. You always do.
All right.
Catch you
We'll
later.
see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What, you can hear typing now? Really? Sound? If you see Lori Wilson says I don't hear him. You hear typing. Refresh. Well, let me try and refresh the stream. This is weird. Oh, it looks like we're back. Looks like we're back. Well, shit. I'll see if I can get Gary to come back. I don't know. If not, then I guess I'll just go ahead and read the super chats and kind of press on a little bit. But let me see if I can get a hold of him. Son of a bitch. Can y'all still hear me? I'm trying to text him and see if we can keep going. That's weird. I wonder what the hell happened. Boy, y'all just hung out and stayed and persisted. Travis Foster says, sing a song. I'm texting Gary, and we'll see if he I'm letting him know I'm going back on. Shit. Sorry, typing. All right. Well, let's see. So I'll just have to keep an eye out to see if he comes back. I don't know if he will or not, but while we're here anyway, look, there you all are. Refresh your screens. We are back. We are back. The Quickening tried to knock us down, but we are back, folks, and they could not take me off the air. Death itself did knock me off the air for a while, but I am back and we are having fun here on Not Coast to Coast AM. Actually, it's the ExoZone. I am your host, Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth. And I've got Sabu. And I've got Harvey.
Hello, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing okay. We had a massive crash, but we are back apparently, and I guess we're just gonna go on with the show. So just in case we're about to crash again, all right, pop out the chat here, and then I'll go ahead and yes. Nomada Star, you are amazing. It says, I'm amazing. You're amazing. Thank you, Nomada Star, for that lovely super sticker of a $20 super sticker. My God, very, very generous of you, Nomada Star. Thank you very, very much. Are aliens probing Gary? Is the question. Uncle Remus asks, aliens probing Gary? I don't know. I don't see Gary. So who knows? He might be squealing with, well, I'm going to assume pain. I'm going to assume it's not delight, the givers of pain and delight. But yeah, so I'm periodically keeping an eye on Gary. And Gary, if you're out there listening, we're still live. So if you want to go ahead and pop back in, you are welcome. Just tweet at me to let me know to check on you backstage. So let's read some more of these super chats here, folks, because God knows how long we will be here, and I want to get this out for sure. Felipe Abrigo with a 2,500 Chilean peso super chat. Thank you, Felipe, who says, "Oh, Gary, believe me, I have some 12-minute songs, but very boring stuff you don't want to hear. Haha. Going in another way now. We'll let you guys know." Thank you, Felipe Abrigo. Yes, earlier we read a super chat where he said, "Impossible Moon, thanks for this name for a song." You are welcome, Felipe Abrigo. If it gets big, just kind of give us a mention in the credits, would you? Like in the little folder on your CD or something. Yeah, but we're happy to contribute to the cause. Mary Ashmead, the queen of the wrenches, with a $2 super chat. Hail, oh wonderful Queen Mary. Not that kind of Queen Mary. Thank you for the super sticker, giving me Bushiba, sending me a paws up, a little thumbs up, paws up. Thank you, Mary Ashmead. Thank you for sticking. Thank you for sticking. She stayed at her post when the trainees ran. Isn't that right, Mary? You stayed at your post. You did, and you did a great job. Thank you, Mary Ashmead. That is why you were so awesome. I don't know if the other folks stuck around or not, but Mary did. Hopefully they did. I haven't seen. Thank you, Felipe Abrigo. J. Mister with a 20 Norwegian kroner super chat. Again, thank you, J. Mister, who says, what do you guys think of the Mothman? The Mothman is a very, very weird situation, dude. We have talked a bit about the Mothman on ExoZone. I don't know what the hell to think of it. I mean, it seemed like, allegedly a bunch of hysteria, a lot of weirdness. The whole Mothman thing is strange. I don't know If it was a cryptid, I don't know if it was some kind of skinwalker thing that came through a portal, either temporary or permanent. There was something weird in the skies during that period of time when Mothman was terrorizing that area. I don't know what to think about Mothman. What do you guys think? Stealth Cat says chicks love Mothman. Proven 22X says Mothman lives matter. John Connor says na Mothman. Exactly, Mothman. I mean, I don't know. Mothman just kind of, I think it was a publicity stunt by an agency that wanted to stir a cottage industry of a particular urban myth. I don't know. Honestly, it's such a creepy and strange story that I don't know what to think. Travis Foster says the Mothman turned into Slender Man. They all kind of do, all these urban legends kind of come and go with time. Crimson Mist with a $1.99 super sticker with a number 1. That sticker, Crimson Mist, greatly appreciated. Lady Viking, you are very welcome for your birthday wishes. I am absolutely delighted I was able to do that. I didn't know about Mothman until I watched the movie, says Al Bundy. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting legend. A more interesting legend to me is the Jersey Devil, because I've actually had a personal testimony from somebody who encountered the Jersey Devil. I tend to give a lot of credence to firsthand personal accounts of people that I'm acquainted with through the channel. And this person was able to testify that they saw the Jersey Devil and it was real. So what do you know? I tend to think, yes, Chris Persia, Mothman's name was Arthur. Yeah, for those who were on a first name basis with him, it was. I suspect that there are windows of reality that the mind can subconsciously open from time to time, and things can emerge that have a reality that is ephemeral, like a Bigfoot can manifest, a Nessie can manifest, but they're not permanent. They fade. They're mental constructs, not invoked by will, but by some kind of creative reflex, the non-duality of existence being what it is. And what's the Jersey Devil, says Echo Base Network. Well, I think that's a topic for another show. Actually, I think we've done one on the Jersey Devil, but we'll talk about that later. I want to be sure and get to these before we lose connectivity again. Thank you, Jay Mister, for that super chat. Illuminati with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Illuminati, who says Gary sees a tall alien for the first time. He wants to talk to it. His first question, STP or STD? If they answer either, then it's proof that we are alone. There is no intelligent life in the universe. That would be a wonderful intelligence test to see if these aliens actually think that STD or STP are worthy of consumption. I don't. I think they're horrible. Rob Julian says, any thoughts on the Mongolian death worm? Seems like the most likely cryptid. There have been, reports in the deep desert of this Mongolian death worm. It's a worm that surfaces. It spits a deadly venom with great accuracy. It's rather large and terrifying. So that is the Mongolian death worm. I've looked into the Mongolian death worm. Obviously, there are no photos or any other. There's only eyewitness accounts and things. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. Hecate's daughter. Hello, Hecate's daughter, with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Hecate's daughter. It's good to see you, my dear. She says, glad to be back with the people. I can understand. Yes. You want to be where everybody knows your name. Hecate's daughter, which is kind of your name, but it'll do enough. I know your name, but I won't say it. I won't say it. The CJH says, wait, did Doomcock rename his channel? No, this is the channel that we do exozones on generally, because YouTube is hostile towards paranormal topics. And I don't want my main channel getting, stigmatized or, triggered by the algorithm or something. So that's why we do exozones generally on our sister channels, like his on Nerdrotic Live and mine on the Harvey Zone, which is where you are. And if you are enjoying this, please subscribe to the Harvey Zone, because that's the best way to get notifications when we do exozones here. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to get the word out. If you're a fan of ExoZone, please subscribe to the Harvey Zone. Thank you, Hecate's daughter. Josiah Clinch with a $2 super chat. Hail, Josiah, says Pug Riot is ongoing. Has been at it since 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. The damn dog, you pug, be silent. Stop plaguing Josiah and his family. For God's sakes, man, or dog, or whatever you are. Demon from hell, shut up. Woof, woof. Be quiet, Pug Riot. Be quiet. Thank you, Josiah. I've done my best. If they still don't shut up, I don't know, show them one of my videos. I might terrify them into silence. Let them know that they're going to get the short end of the stick. Thank you, Josiah Clinch. Hecate's daughter says, who loves you, baby? Who loves you? That's Kojak. I think Kojak loves you, baby. Isn't that right, Hecate's daughter? Aditya Singh with a 10-pound super chat. Thank you, Aditya Singh, who says, hail, Lord Doomcock and Gary. The last few exozones were epic. Any chance of getting Graham Hancock on in the future? Well, we would have to talk to our producer, Cardinal Sin, who has been getting us these guests. We're trying to find or strike a good balance. And I would love to have Graham Hancock on. I think that would be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of guests, actually, that Cardinal Sin is lined up. And I'm sending a shout out to Cardinal Sin. He does a fantastic job. I'm in awe. I am filled with respect and regard. And I have to say, brother, Cardinal Sin, you are awesome. Hail to Cardinal Sin. I hope you are listening, my friend. And I just want you to know I appreciate you very, very much. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf, who says, should have invited him in for sweet tea. Maybe Psycho Dwarf 9, maybe should have extended to them. Actually, you know what you should have invited them in for? A little bit of that moonshine. I want to give them a little bit of that moonshine. The sun shines bright in my old Kentucky home. Huh? A little bit tonight on Moonshiners. You ever watch Moonshiners? I like Moonshiners. I also like moonshine. This stuff has a kick like a mule. Sassy Marie with a $5 super sticker of Bushiba fighting. Oh no, are you kidding? Am I quiet now? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Did it do it again? No, it looks like I'm still here. Did it have a hiccup, or can y'all still hear me? Testing. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes? Forever Sci-Fi says yes. Okay. So somebody said they couldn't hear. Okay, so that was just a local affair. Well, I want to thank Sassy Marie for the super sticker of Bushiba doing, well, not wax on, wax off. I guess it would be punch on, punch off, as opposed to clap on, clap off, the clapper. Entirely different thing. Thank you, Sassy Marie. The dawn is breaking, Marie. Thank you, Sassy One. Very much appreciate that sticker. And hail to Lady Viking. Thank you all for sticking around. No pun intended. No pun intended. So Psychodwarf 9, yes, I would have invited them in for some moonshine if I had any, being, mountain folk in Kentucky, in old Kentucky. Robert Lovito with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Robert. Well, Gary's not here, folks. He is off. He is doing Gary stuff, and he did not get the word, I guess. But what are we going to do? We're just going to carry on ourselves, and I'll finish up that story here in a few minutes. But I do want to get these super chats because I don't want to leave them hanging. You know what I mean? I don't want to, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Knock wood, it won't happen. Robert Lovito with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Robert. Says, hail. Feels like I just saw you guys live. Weird. I know. It's weird, isn't it? Strangest thing, Robert Lovito. Deja vu. Uh-oh. I think that means an agent has entered the Matrix. Mr. Anderson, I have to talk to you about trade. Thank you, Robert Lovito. Bird of Prey 5. Hail, Bird of Prey 5 with a $2 super chat. My friend, your pronouncement is too soon in this super chat. He says, R.I.P. YouTube. You're fun while it lasted. Well, apparently it's still there. It came back from the dead, and now here we are in the ExoZone together, people. I'm glad that you've stuck around and are streaming with us now live, even though a lot of folks, actually just about everybody found their way back. We're still at 332 viewers, which is pretty damn good. So I'm gonna, like I said, keep on these super chats, and then I will go back to some of what I was going to talk about. And Crack of Doom says, I wish this was daily. Hail Doomcock. Hail Crack of Doom. Well, I'm looking for the right day to have a daytime live stream. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start doing at least one a week. It's just hard. It's hard to find. I mean, it's really almost impossible at this point to do a live stream without stepping on somebody else. So, wherever I wind up doing it, no disrespect is intended. But shit, it's hard to find a time of day that's free of other people. I'm going to do my best. Bird of Prey 5. Glad you found your way back here. Kapla, my friend, kapla. Robert Lovito again with another $2 super chat. Thank you, Robert. Says Return of the King, which is much better than Picard's Board of the Rings. Oh my God, this last episode is so effing bad. Like, F me with an effing spoon. It is so effing bad. It just makes me want to effing rip my... Well, a review is coming. Let me just put it that way. A review is coming. But this is ExoZone. This is not a place to bitch about Star Trek Picard. Thank you, Robert Lovito. Although Board of the Rings with, Lamulus, a.k.a. Elnor. Jesus. I can't believe they went there. Tito's World with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Tito. He says, nothing can stop the ExoZone. Hail Doomcock. Hail Tito's World. Thank you, my friend. Nano Reaper says 5x5 Doomcock. Thank you, Nano Reaper. Desiree Clary says, do it. Chris Persia says, JL Petard hoisted himself. Yes, Midnight's Edge After Dark. Some kind of global hiccup happened with YouTube. And it did, and knocked us off for a while, but we just kept just waited, and now we're back, apparently, for a while. But we'll see. Thank you, Tito's World. Good to see you, brother. Michelle P with a $1.99 super chat. Hello, Michelle. I just gave you a shout out earlier for sending me that book on who built the moon. And Michelle P says, love the ExoZone. Thank you, Doomcock and Gary. You are very, very welcome, Michelle P. Our pleasure. Sorry, Gary is not here right now. He went off to try and do some work. You know, we thought it was done. We thought it was over. We thought we were finished, but we're back, bigger and better than ever. Thank you, Michelle P, for the book and for the super chat and for being one of my loyal legionnaires. And hail Midnight's Edge After Dark, by the way. Great to see you, Tom. Great to see you, buddy. Yes, the Matrix was reloading. Nothing important. Have y'all seen, there was this footage on YouTube for a while. It was like this weird video glitch moving across the face of the moon. Like an astronomer was shooting the moon and they had this weird video glitch go across the face of the moon. But it was only on the moon. It wasn't like across the whole video. So it wasn't like it was just a video glitch. It went diagonally across the face of the moon. Like what? The moon is a hologram? Is a projection? Weird stuff. Thank you, Michelle P. Taint with a $6.99 super chat. Thank you, Crimson Taint. Says Ministry of Kentucky Goblin Defense should be posted in the want ads post haste. Man, I tell you, man, those Kentucky Goblins, it's true. We should do a show about the Kentucky Goblins because, that's, that is a thing. I have heard that. Hologram Nunchuck says Doomcock is so entertaining. Should have a late night talk show. I agree, Hologram Nunchuck. Hollywood, why aren't you lining up? I'm here if you want to talk. Robert Lovito says rendering the moon. Hamlet's Tragedy 89 says CGI reality. Hologram Nunchuck says, yeah, I've seen that. Well, of course you have. You're Hologram Nunchuck. You're probably doing the moon, aren't you, pal? You're probably the one responsible for the moon. Sorry, didn't mean to call you out. Moon covered by a hologram might be more likely, says Servant of God 777. It's very weird. Some kind of lensing, says Theron Gale. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Doomcock After Dark. Oh, I should do like a late night stream called Doomcock After Dark, Hal Sigmund. That would be a lot of fun. That's no moon. It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Crimson Taint, thank you for that. Ministry of Kentucky Goblin Defense. We really need somebody to step up and take care of that, brother. We really do. Scottish Nerd with a £2 super chat. Thank you, Scottish Nerd, who says, for the perseverance of the ExoZone. Thank you, oh Scottish Nerdy one. We did persist. We stuck around. We tried, and we succeeded. We did succeed. I was about to kind of like wrap it up. You know, Gary had gone, and I was kind of typing condolences to everybody in the chat. But thank God, we got back. You know, and nothing gonna keep us down. Isn't that how the song goes, or something along those lines? Thank you, Scottish Nerd, for the £2 super chat. Lady Viking with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Lady Viking. I've accidentally interfered with my voice repeatedly on my Friday Night Frolics live stream, which is coming up tomorrow night, actually. How's the brood doing, Lady Viking? And Lady Viking, who'd recently had a birthday, happy birthday, Lady Viking, says, my lord, what is the difference between the devil, the super devil, and the Jersey Devil? I don't know, about 5 to 6 letters. Super Devil being 5 letters more, and Jersey Devil being 6 letters more than just plain devil. Well, the Jersey Devil is a creature in New Jersey that was allegedly created when a woman cursed her own spawn. And or the father cursed the spawn. I don't know. Basically, a baby came into the world that was cursed and fled out into the Pine Barrens and has remained there for this day. So it's kind of a cursed entity that I have had a eyewitness say they saw, just straight up. They saw the Jersey Devil. They encountered it. That she looked out of the tent and saw it just in like the early morning light, just saw it plain as day. Plain as day. Oh, I didn't actually set this back on live chat. My apologies, folks. I did not mean to not do that in all the confusion. I forgot to do that. Now it's set right. It's set right. Super Devil, I have no idea. I don't know what that is. And the devil is a improbable entity of mythology that I don't give a whole lot of credence to, given my understanding of the non-dual nature of the universe. But we can save that discussion for another time as well. Thank you, Lady Viking. Jersey Devil. Oh, that was Cecil, says Mike TV. Oh, that damn Cecil. Hal Sigmund says El Chupacabra. Yes. Also, you know what the Chupacabra's favorite food is? The Chalupacabra. Also very fond of the taco elote. Yes, we can see you. Absolutely. We see you 100%. Is back to normal, Mary, but for how long? For how long? Crimson Mist with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Crimson Mist. Oh, Super Devil is from Family Guy, says Rezukan Rikudo. I've never been a big Family Guy fan. I was never a big Seth MacFarlane fan until the Orville, and now I'm a huge Seth MacFarlane fan. I think the guy is fantastic, and love his work, love it to death. But yeah, I'm more of a King of the Hill guy than I am a what do you call it? Family Guy. I think that Hank Hill is one of the greatest characters in cartoons of all time, and also, beyond a doubt, the greatest propane salesman that ever lived. Yes, Hank, we know. You're going to launch into your spiel about Strickland propane. But I have here, folks, live, it's off the internet, but I uncovered some audio footage of Hank Hill's audition for Blade Runner. He was up for the role of Roy Batty, and it didn't go well. So let's roll this tape of Hank Hill's audition for Blade Runner before we get back to the paranormal proceedings at hand. Boy, I tell you what, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion, burning with the pure blue flame of propane. Cut! Hank, that's not the line. There's nothing about pure blue flame of propane in that speech. Well, you did say that, look, I only auditioned for your little movie here just because I promised Mr. Strickland I'd go ahead and promote the propane store. If I look, you got to get the part first, right, Hank? So just do the damn line like it was written. Take two. I've seen things that you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've watched sea beams, I tell you what, glitter in the dark near the Boomhauer Gate. All those... Cut! Not the Boomhauer Gate. What the hell is that? I know a guy named Boomhauer. You know, it's really killing me talking about those dadgum ships on fire, but not mentioning propane. Where are they using that bastard fuel? Coal? And then that was all there was. That was all there was. Crimson Mist, thank you for the $2 super chat. Stellar Heather with a $2 super chat. Thank you, my dear Stellar Heather, our new wrench for the channel. Welcome, Stellar Heather, to the channel wrenchery, and give her a SH in the chat, just to welcome her to the family. Thank you, Stellar Heather, very, very much. And Stellar Heather says, slice of pizza for Harvey. Can't keep Doomcock down. That is right. That is right. You cannot keep Doomcock down. And that sounds bad, but we won't go there. This is at least theoretically a decent live stream. What can I say? Thank you, Stellar Heather. To propane or not to propane? That is the question, says Ral PH. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to sell propane and propane accessories, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, I tell you what, and by opposing, end them. Thank you, Stellar Heather, for that super chat. Lord of the Eagles reaches with a €5 super chat. Thank you, my dear Lord of the Eagles reaches, one of my legionnaires, who says, what's your take, my liege, on the star that's been dated to be older than the universe? I think that I haven't even heard about that. A star dated to be older than the universe? Shoot. Well, I would guess that's probably ground zero for the Big Bang, wouldn't you? That it's still like burning? I don't know. That's weird. I have no idea. I haven't even heard of this. Lord of the Eagles reaches, if you got that, I would appreciate that, because I am ignorant of what you're speaking about. And Hecate's daughter says he could not audition using something that was written by Rutger Hauer. Hank? All I know is that this tall guy with white hair, looked like a big old boy, was over there in the corner during my audition, and I think he copied me. Wow. So Rutger Hauer copied Hank Hill in that speech that he so famously improvised. That's a strange idea. Of course, Hecate's daughter, maybe it's just a bit, and maybe you should just go with it. Because okay, spoiler and admission, fair disclosure, Hank didn't audition for Blade Runner. It was a goof. Thank you, Hecate's daughter. And thank you, Lord of the Eagles reaches. I'm very interesting. I don't know. Never ask a star its age, says Captain Infinity. I think that's a good thing. Patrick Carnes says it was wrongly dated. Interesting. Stuart Mitchell says, Lord Doomcock, what do you think is the cause of the giant hexagonal storms on the poles of Saturn? You know what I think the cause is, Stuart Mitchell? A rendering error. I think it's a rendering error. What the hell else could it be? I think it's a problem with the bit mapping. I think it's a problem with the bit mapping on Saturn. You know? Indiana Jeremy says, you lied to us, DC. It was not a lie. It was a bit. Jeez. You guys on the ExoZone audience, man, they're fact-based. Although I'd like to see Hank Hill in public. So I think it's a rendering error. And I think maybe this whole thing is a computer simulation. And sometimes it glitches, just like YouTube. Thank you, Lord of the Eagles reaches. Scottish Nerd with a £2 super chat. Thank you, oh Scottish Nerd. Says, is Gary storming YouTube? LOL. I don't think so. I think it just was just one of those things, as the song goes. The old song by Cole Porter, I believe. It's just one of those things. It was Hamlet's Tragedy 89. It was an exaggeration. Just like, it's an exaggeration to say that Boomhauer auditioned after Hank did on the Blade Runner audition. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I see that, man. You go out there, you think the next history. So, boy, man, their tax ship's on fire, man. Shoulder of Ryan, dude. And I tell you what, man, those things that go they're blowing up, man, right and left next to the 10-hour gate, man. Out there, it's like, man, what was that? What was that ship dang old thing, man? There, boom, this whole thing, I was over the battle line, man. And all these things, man, lost in time, dude, like tears and rain, man, just like tears and rain. So, that audition didn't work out very well. either. Mike TV says the hexagon on Saturn is due to fluid dynamics. There's a video on YouTube showing how a guy reproduced it in a 5-gallon bucket of water. How awesome. Thank you, Mike TV. One of the most knowledgeable chats in the world is the ExoZone one. You guys are awesome and very well informed, and I thank you for that explanation. Doug Knorr with a $2 super chat. Hail Doug Knorr, who says that alien looks like Disney Stitch. Uh-oh. Wow. Maybe they should go after that, huh? Maybe it's a character design that was inspired by aliens or Kentucky Goblins. Kentucky Goblins. Those are the worst, man. Those are the worst. Thank you, Doug Knorr. Sandra Feliciano, my personal pilot and legionnaire and friend, with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Sandra, who says, you are such a consummate professional. Thank you for sticking with us through this glitch and providing an improvised show. Very impressive. Thank you, Sandra Feliciano. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the compliment. And I appreciate all of you who came back for more ExoZone. Eggs Ackley says, this is the funniest. Well, thank you. Thank you, Eggs Ackley. I appreciate that. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gates, mister. All of those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Shatner's audition was not much better, actually. Sandra Feliciano, thank you, my dear. Thank you very, very much. Jaron Jones with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jaron Jones, who says, bow and kneel before Lord Doomcock. Thank you, Jaron Jones. Very much appreciate that. Yes, kneel before Doomcock. Kneel. Vow your fealty and kneel before Doomcock.
Doomcock, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. There, I put my helmet on, and I'm going to read this next super chat with my helmet on. And here it is. Yotam Darkstar with a $5 super chat says, hi. To which I reply, hi. Hello, Yotam Darkstar. It's good to see you, my friend. Yes. Sometimes Doomcock puts on his helmet during live streams when I want to be imperious or when somebody asks about it. But see, you can't do Shatner in Doomcock's helmet. Doesn't work. Here's Shatner in Doomcock's helmet. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've watched sea beams splitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gates, mister. Just doesn't work so well, does it? But I'll take it off now. Do the rest of the show without it. But it's there if I need it.
Well, all righty then. So let me go ahead and try to regroup here briefly. And let's see if we can finish up that story that we were speaking about, the Hopkinsville incident, and then I'll go into the quantum sand, which I think is an absolutely fascinating topic, and one that I think the more scientifically minded of you folks will appreciate, because it's extremely weird. I've been fascinated by quantum mechanics and the difference between the macro world and the quantum world in terms of how it operates for many, many years now. I mean, it's been part and parcel of my interest in Eastern philosophy, Vedanta, Taoism, and kind of the view of reality espoused by those philosophies. But let's go ahead and kind of wrap up this stuff about the Hopkinsville incident. Now, I went ahead and was talking about how this family was terrorized over the course of an evening by multiple small creatures after a UFO was sighted crossing the sky and then descending in the vicinity of this small farmhouse in Kentucky. So this investigation was conducted into the incident by a woman named Isabel Davis, who was one of the earliest ufologists. She did this study in 1956. And this particular study was actually published by Dr. J. Allen Hynek years later. And her report, which was nearly 200 pages, it was quite thorough. She basically reached the conclusion that while she was indeed concerned about the lack of physical evidence in the Hopkinsville case, none of the other possible explanations rang true to her. Those possible explanations being, a hoax, or some kind of hallucination, some kind of drunken stupor, something designed to get the family publicity. There was some indication as time went on that the menfolk on the farm may have been exaggerating what happened. It was Mrs. Lankford herself mainly who convinced Davis most strongly that something had happened, because this woman was a very, very serious individual, not prone to fantasy, not seeking out attention or publicity. She had no reason to lie, and really a lot more reasons to just shut up and stop talking about it. Davis felt that she was credible, and that none of the people involved in this had any prior history of making hoaxes or telling tall tales out of school. Now, in 2006, a fellow employed by the Skeptical Inquirer, or actually, no, it was the International Committee for Skeptical Inquiry, a guy named Joe Nickel, went ahead and kind of reviewed the Kentucky incident, as he called it. And he had a lot of suspicions about Bill Taylor, said that his testimony was embroidered. But again, this was not a man who was present in that police station on the day when that whole family piled in there, terrified out of their minds. Now, Nickel, in true skeptical, tradition, has tried to explain this alien encounter as an encounter with owls, particularly the great horned owls, or hoot owls, that live in the area. They have long wings, which could be mistaken for arms. They have talons, yellow eyes, round head, and the metallic shine that the witnesses kind of attributed to these creatures could have been their feathers reflecting moonlight. But look, these people lived out there in the woods. These people knew what hoot owls looked like. So once again, it's like swamp gas. It's kind of a convenient thing that somebody mentions, but honestly, it's never really a very satisfying explanation whatsoever. Bill Stelzer says, when owls go bad. Yes, exactly. Draco Argentis says, but non-avian behavior. Exactly. Indiana Jeremy, owls rapped in tinfoil. I like Travis Foster saying this here. Most likely explanation is that they were testing new anti-gravity technology that was automated but put chimps in spacesuits to test the effects on a living body. Out there in the woods? I don't know, man. They wouldn't want these hillbillies getting a hold of their, their fancy schmancy anti-gravity technology, would they? I don't know. I find it very, very peculiar and very compelling case. It's one of those things, the old saying goes, you had to have been there. Well, the people that have been there expressed their belief in the credibility and terror, the palpable terror of these people as they flooded into the police station seeking refuge and help and some kind of explanation to save their sanity. So what can I say? A mystery for the books, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't depicted like this in in Project Blue Book. I bet not. Orville Nation with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Orville Nation, who says, OMG Picard. OMG. I have no words. I will have words on my review of Star Trek on Friday Night Frolics at the very latest. I might do a individual video about it. I might just go ahead and review it live on Friday Night Frolics. We'll see. But either way, you will have my review tomorrow. And actually, I think I'm going to get Harvey to watch this thing with me. And I think we may go ahead and do our first new Harvey and Doomcock review that's going to be posted over on patreon.com/Doomcock. Thank you, Orville Nation. Yes, it's absolutely, it's gotten to the point where it's outright disgusting. It is nothing but Star Trek Discovery all over again. It has nothing to do with Star Trek The Next Generation. That guy up there is JL. Jake out of luck Picard. He is not Jean-Luc Picard. That guy up there is not the guy that we watched for 7 seasons on The Next Generation. That guy up there is a fake and a lie. Thank you, Orville Nation, for that super chat. Java Bean with a $2.99 super chat from Australia. Hail, Java Bean. Thank you, mate. One of my legionnaires. Thank you, Java Bean. He says, loved your response to Rick Berman. Yes, Rick Berman was tweeting. Grimy, somebody in the chat, tell Grimy, aka Grimmy, what happened again. For latecomers, Gary was here, but we had a crash, and and it was across like YouTube. So just that's kind of what happened. Yeah, Rick Berman. Look, I'll be happy to read that response. Rick Berman actually was asking, so how y'all liking Star Trek Picard? And let me see if I can pull up my response to him real quick. Hold on, kind of scrolling through, trying to find it. Well, let me see. I told Rick Berman, who's at Berman_Rick on Twitter, I despise Star Trek Picard. Their rank incompetence has made people understand just how brilliantly you protected Roddenberry's legacy and what solid work you did. On your very worst day, you make these guys look like amateurs. STP is Star Trek for and by people who hate Star Trek. So I'm glad you enjoyed that, Java Bean. I felt it needed to be said. I have not been a fan of Voyager very much, or Enterprise hardly at all. But Rick Berman knows how to make Star Trek, knows what it is. And God knows, I mean, you could do a lot worse than bringing him back to the franchise and letting him go ahead and actually make Star Trek again. But I guess we'll see. Thank you, Java Bean. Lord of the Eagles reaches. with a €5 super chat. Thank you, oh Lord of the Eagles Reaches, who says, star 14283, Methuselah is 14.5 billion years old, 700 million older than the universe. Strange. Well, I think that is a topic for a future ExoZone, and I am making note of it. I'm putting it into my search for Google, and we'll see if we can have that. We'll see if we can get Gary on here to discuss that in the near future. Thank you very much, Lord of the Eagles Reaches, for that information. I have logged it, and we're going to make this thing happen. Wow, that is so weird. That is so very weird. Kind of strange, eh? Philip A. DeMick with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Philip, very much. Who says the Big Bang was a time ship jettisoning its fuel. I love it. I love it. But you know what? You know what I really love about the Big Bang, folks? And not the show. Not the show. The actual event, the Big Bang, it is so very much in keeping with so many creation myths across all the religions, across all of literature. You know, you've got the book of Genesis, let there be light, and there was light. Boom, just like that. The universe explodes. There are other myths, other creation tales with the same damn thing long before any, ancient man could have had any ideas about the Big Bang or anything else, which kind of lends support to the idea that we're a non-dual process, one consciousness pretending to be many. And there is that Akashic record. There's a collective unconscious. There's an awareness of fundamental truths about the universe that ancient man was able to intuit because it's true. And because we know it, because we were all there, because there is only a non-dual consciousness that is everything. Playing that it's not. Playing the game, existence to the end, right? As John Lennon put it. Thank you, Philip A. DeMick. Michael Henley with a $50 super chat. Michael, I thank you very, very much for that very generous support, sir. It is greatly appreciated. And Michael Henley, with this $50 super chat, says, "Hail Doomcock." And then he says, "That feels good to say." Thank you, Michael Henley. Feels good to say Michael Henley, too, by the way. Are you a supervillain in your spare time? I think that adorable avatar of you with your cute little pooch there might just be a subterfuge that you might be one of the most villainous villains that has ever lived, in which case, bravo. I respect that. Being one of the most villainous villains that ever lived myself, which is why all the shills are going after me at this point, right? Because I'm just such a big menace, aren't I? Hail, Michael Henley. Hail to that lovely little fellow in your avatar. Thank you, my friend, for being on the ExoZone. That's very generous of you, sir. Agent Pepsi One with a $2 super chat. Hail, Agent Pepsi One, who says, just had a Project Blue Book episode about it. Yes, we did, Agent Pepsi One. We did indeed. And I haven't seen it. I don't watch Project Blue Book. I thought it was outlandish and kind of very, very exaggerated to a point that I was uncomfortable with in terms of the actual facts of these matters. I mean, you could dramatize things, and I think that would be very appropriate, but twisting J. Alec Hynek into a silly ass kind of Mulder adventurer guy when he was nothing of the kind. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it if you're watching it. But I wanted to go ahead and just kind of go over the facts of the case, the actual facts of the case, to counter any more sensational stuff that they might have done. And I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm just saying, knowing from the past, they might have done that. And Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $5 super chat. Hail to the legionnaire and friend, Psycho Dwarf 9, who says, I wonder how many prior tech civilizations have fallen to geology. Boy, I just saw something about that the other day, oddly enough. And I never really believed in that. But boy, it may well be that mankind has been nearly wiped out many, many times. Or if not mankind, then some other older civilization. Lovecraft himself in his stories talked about the great old ones that could be found in the extreme reaches of the world, in Antarctica, beneath the earth, the hollow earth theory, and in other dimensions that man cannot access. So, yeah. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio, right? If Gary was here, he'd be good at talking about that kind of geologic record, but alas, he has not found his way back to us. So we will just have to press on as best we can. I can go ahead and talk a little bit about this other interesting bit of quantum mechanics news that I found particularly fascinating. It was an article that was published in ARS Technica over towards the end of January this year. And it posed an interesting question and spoke about an Austrian-U.S. research team that has broken new ground in quantum observation and quantum theory. So let's go into this. I'll try to make it as simple as I can, simplify it a little bit. And bear in mind, I am not a professional physicist by any means, but I have studied it. I have thought about it, particularly in regards, as I said, to Eastern philosophy, because there's definitely a very fine meshing, intermingling of the principles of philosophies like Vedanta and Taoism with the modern discoveries of quantum physics. And I find that correlation fascinating because of what it says about reality and what it says about all of us. So the thing about quantum mechanics that I find so fascinating is that matter in existence behaves differently on the macro level. And by macro level, I mean the ordinary, everyday functioning of the world as we observe it. Desks, tables, humans, animals, trees, air, light, all of these things are kind of working on the macro level. But at the smallest building blocks of existence, on the quantum level, it's a much, much different world. Particles behave in that quantum realm as if they can be in multiple positions all at once. This is kind of behind Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, where you cannot determine both the position and the trajectory of a particle at the same time. You can get one or the other, but you cannot get both, because particles, according to quantum theory as I understand it, manifest in something called a probability cloud. What does that mean? That means that for every particle that we have, that we observe, it was once not a particle, it was a theoretical array, a matrix of possible positions where it could have been here, 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 it could have been in this spin state or this spin state. And it was only resolved into an actual particle once it interacted with another force or was observed. Any kind of interaction, including observation, is enough to collapse that probability cloud into a definite position. Although even then, at the quantum level, it's really impossible to nail it down. It's very, very wiggly there. But as things get bigger, they assume the natural behavior of physics that we're used to. And the reason for this is environmental interactions. You know, like I said, observation is sufficient to collapse the probability cloud of a particle into a definite position. But so is any other kind of environmental interaction. Once an object gets big enough, according to this article, it's constantly bumping into atoms and absorbing photons, which tends to push it out of its quantum state into a more defined and settled state. So the question and the interesting thing is how big an object can we get? Still see it manifesting quantum, shall we say, quantum behavior. How big a thing can exist in a probability cloud without interacting and stuff? So according to this article, I mean, there was, we had a thing called a physical resonator that was linked to hardware, and we could control it with photons of a specific wavelength. And it had to be kept at very close to absolute zero to prevent stray bits of energy from interacting with it and causing it to collapse into, you know, classical physics and stay in the quantum realm. Well, so this research team, this Austrian US research team, has found a way to use a tiny silica bead consisting roughly of 10 to the 8th power atoms. So, I mean, that's pretty big I mean, quite big for any kind of object that would exhibit quantum mechanical behavior. It's less than 200 nanometers across. And the thing is, this bead with 10 to the 8 atoms holds units of vibrational energy called phonons. And if you can suck the last bit of energy out of that bead by eliminating all of those phonons, it gets into a quantum ground state. And from there, you can test the quantum behavior on that object. You can create a situation where the bead may or may not absorb a single phonon. So it'll be this object, you see, will be in two states at once. That's the thing that's so exciting about it. When you cut down to all the kind of mumbo jumbo and double talk, ultimately, this little silica bead will be in a state of both vibrating and not vibrating simultaneously, a quantum state that we call superposition, which is really, really weird. Now, it requires, of course, it's incredibly hard to get the bead into that quantum ground state for various reasons. It's hard to isolate these things, but the beautiful thing about these guys is that they have they're able to do this allegedly, or theoretically they should be able to do this at room temperature. They don't have to do it at zero, absolute zero. it's a very exciting thing because, you know, all of the quantum stuff is stuff that is way too small to be readily observed, and being able to bring something up with 10 to the 8 atoms is astonishing. So anyway, that's I don't know, maybe it's a little bit too you know, it's not woo news, but it is news. I mean, the researchers apparently have found that they can get this bead down to a state where it had a 70% chance of being in the quantum ground state, and they could do it at room temperature. Which is amazing. And I just find it incredible that at its fundamental level, it seems like the universe is making up reality as it goes along. Just like Indiana Jones. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. The fact that consciousness, observation, even the interaction of observation is sufficient a particle from a probability cloud into an actual state. What does that say about the universe? The reason that I like to bring this up on ExoZone is because I have often said that I feel that I said it today, actually, or in the first iteration of ExoZone before YouTube crashed. I said that if the universe, if existence of all of it is one non-dual expression of consciousness, then all of us have the subconscious power of creation to some extent. We can't control it, but just like we invoke dreams in a waking state, we may invoke things like Mothman. We may invoke things like Bigfoot, Nessie, the Jersey Devil, UFOs. It doesn't mean that they actually have as an order of existence the same as ours. They may actually phase out, phase in. They may be like a temporary thing that dissolves once that little connection with our brains is lost. Who can say? But who's to say that that's outlandish if really at its base level, nothing is certain? I'll blow your mind one final time, and then I'll go to the last of the super chats here. I just want to say there is, look, it's accepted now by many physicists that all the particles in our universe, you tend to think of particles in our universe as little individual spheres that are floating in the, whatever you want to call it, the ether, or, in fields or whatever. The simple fact of the matter is every single particle of its kind, like for instance, all electrons, all protons, all of these different particles, quarks, are all part of one field. In other words, they are like all the electrons in the universe are extrusions of one single electron field, and they remain connected. Think about that. They're not little discrete packets that are unconnected. Every damn electron in the universe is an extrusion of one field. That means we're all one thing when you get right down to it. So weird. But reality is even weirder than fiction a lot of times. It really is. Let's see, what do we got here? We have a super chat from Darkstar57. Hello, Darkstar57. Thank you for this $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated, my friend. He says, my lord, have you ever read a book by Isaac Asimov and Robert Silverberg called Nightfall? If not, I could send you my copy. Darkstar57, I have not. I have read a story, a classic story by, I believe it was by Isaac Asimov called Nightfall, where it was a planet where night had never fallen, and then it was going to fall, and the societal upheaval that was going to accompany this very disturbing development. But no, I have not read that novel, Darkstar57. I have not. I did not. I was not aware that Isaac Asimov had written it with Robert Silverberg. So maybe they went back and fleshed out his original Hugo Award-winning story. I believe it won the Hugo. Thank you, Darkstar57. That's very kind of you, my friend. Very much appreciate that. DJM Voices. Good to see you again, my friend. DJM Voices with a $5 super chat says, I've got it. Gary lost all his phonons and his probability cloud collapsed off of the stream. Yes, Gary's probability cloud collapsed off of the stream and scattered his phonons to the 4 winds, the 7 winds. How many winds are there? I don't know. He just, I mean, I don't know what happened to YouTube. It had a Matrix-like hiccup, a disturbing Matrix-like hiccup that upset all of our reality. But by God, we soldiered through it, didn't we, folks? We sure did. We soldiered through the whole damn thing, and I'm glad we stuck around, man. I'm glad. I was so worried. I felt terrible. Gary McGregor says book based on the story Overlord DVD. That's what I thought. It's a great story. It won an award. I mean, it was one of Isaac Asimov's classic stories. Neon Marshmallow XTC says the Uni 1 verse. Yes, Neon Marshmallow XTC. But see, that's why I refer to it as non-dual rather than one or uni, because one implies 2 or 0, whereas non-dual is the closest that we can get in language to say that it is not a system with duality. In other words, hot and cold, tall and short, fat and thin, good and evil, light and dark. All of these things are really single aspects that we perceive on different ends of a spectrum, but it's the same spectrum. So to say that the universe is one is playing into duality, because it's as opposed to what? 0? And that's why I say that. But that's a good point. That's a very good point, my friend. Steve-O! Hello, Steve-O! Are you the Steve-O? God, I love Jackass. Does that surprise you? That such a elevated mind as mine would laugh my ass off at Jackass? I love Jackass. God, I love Jackass. I also miss Web Soup. I miss the mixed nut sampler, where it would just be videos of guys through their own stupidity, usually getting whacked in the nuts. I just find that hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And Steve-O with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Steve-O. Says, my lord, have you checked out the documentary Hellier on Amazon? 2 seasons, and it's related to all the mysterious goblin sightings that have occurred in the Kentucky area over the past 60 years. Yes, Steve-O, actually. Now that you mention it, I was watching Hellier. God, thank you. Thank you for that. It was bugging me because I was remembering the Kentucky Goblins, and it was, yeah, God, anyway, like, absolutely, yes. I mean, I was watching that. I watched, I think, the first couple of episodes, and then I lost track of it. I had to go back to that. I thought it was pretty good. Did you like it, Steve-O? I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked it, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was scary, and I enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Steve-O, for reminding me of that. I'm going to go and renew my acquaintance with Hellier because I thought it was very interesting. Draco Argenta says Hellier was more than that. Even it branched into so much more. It was starting to get really interesting, especially the stuff Draco Argenta's about the band of basically UFO hunters, like these kind of badass ex-military guys that would go into these caves and clean out the goblins. I swear to God, I mean that was God. I wish I could remember where that was. I read about that. There's a book that was talking about these guys that would go into these tunnels and just clean them. I mean, clean them out. I mean, basically go goblin hunting and kill those guys. Good night, Agent Pepsi One. You're going to bed already? Agent Pepsi One, it's nap time. Fading fast. Well, good night. Ding, 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 ding. Good night. Ding, 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 ding. Good night, Agent Pepsi One. Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. Gonna have a little drink of bourbon here while I'm at it. Good stuff. Bullet bourbon today, folks. Roddenberry and Kurtzman. There's no comparison, Captain. You could go to infinity and beyond, and there would be no connection between Roddenberry and Kurtzman. None worth mentioning, anyway. Although I hate to think that in a non-dual universe, I am Alex Kurtzman, which, makes me kind of sick. Sebastian Anon with a $5 super chat. Hail, Sebastian Anon, who says, it's fascinating how matter behaves the same at the extreme macro level and extreme micro level because the variable time becomes relative. Yes, this is a very interesting phenomenon, how time is actually a thing that slows down or speeds up according to the gravity, the speed, equals MC squared. Has to do with time. Both of those factors affect or impact time, which is a very, very, very weird idea, isn't it? When you get right down to it, I think so. Which makes you wonder if time and space are native to this this consciousness, playing the game of existence with our faces and hands and all the things of this manifestation as its masks. It's one way of looking at the universe that I find very compelling. But of course, I guess we'll find out one day, won't we? One day. Hopefully not too soon, though. Although I am concerned about the damn, virus going around. But let it pass. Irish PC with a £4.99 super chat. Thank you, Irish PC. And Irish PC says, if the multiverse is real, does that mean that in one reality I am Doomcock? Hail me! Yes, it does, my friend. We are all Doomcock. You are all Doomcock. Of course, don't let it go to your head because you are all Alex Kurtzman as well, like I said. If that idea of existence is correct. However, like I said, physics does speak now of particle fields, that these particles are extrusions of one field of its type. All the quarks in the universe are extrusions from the quark field, all the electrons from the electron field, all the positrons from the positron field. But at a deeper level, all of those fields may simply be a contiguous field, one contiguous field in manifestation. In time and space, duality is inescapable. But outside of time and space, which would probably be the natural domain of any consciousness that would create this bubble of time and space in order to experience itself subjectively. Who knows? I like blowing minds on the ExoZone. Grimmy, aka Grimy, with a $5 super chat. Hail, Grimmy. Appreciate that, my Australian friend. Who says, speaking of Jackass, have you watched Bad Grandpa? If not, I would highly recommend it. I have not seen Bad Grandpa. I have not. I guess I should watch it. I really like Jackass. I miss Jackass. I wish they were still making it, you know? This is something really hilarious about watching these idiots hurt themselves. I mean, this is a masculine thing. Women in general, I don't mean to generalize, but it's been my experience that when I laugh at the Three Stooges or mention that I like the Three Stooges and there are women present, they look at me like I have brain damage. I love the Three Stooges. They make me laugh. They make a lot of men laugh. Men like shit like that. Same thing with Jackass. You know, I don't know. There's just something funny. It's like, hey, that guy took that hammer and whacked himself in the nuts. I tell you what, what a dumbass. You know, I guess men just like look at that as like in the same way as cautionary tales, or urban legends, or myths. You know, it's like, think once, think twice, think, don't whack yourself in the nuts with your hammer. You know, it's like life lessons. We like these life lessons. You know what I mean?
Oh, hey, Mo. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Lori Wilson. Thank you, Lori Wilson, for this pair super sticker. So sweet. Blowing this kiss. You, my dear, are awesome. And I want to thank you for being one of our wrenches, Lori Wilson. I am not sure what the current, I mean, Mary kind of juggles the wrenches, but you did a fantastic job. I really appreciate you. And I know that we will have you returning to the wrench very soon. Thank you, Lori. You did a fantastic job. You really did. Robert Lovito with a 99-cent super sticker here of eyes wide and no mouth. I have no mouth, but I must scream. I think I have kind of freaked you out. A little bit. Is that it, Robert Lovito? Have I freaked you out, or is it just all the talk of whacking and getting whacked in the nuts? I'll tell you what, it hurts. But you never forget it. You don't forget that lesson there. No, you don't, Hank. You never forget that lesson. The first time you fall in love, and the first time you whack yourself in the nuts with a hammer or whatever. I remember just you know, the hilarious thing is it's happened to me. The classic. What? Michelle P, what happened? You gave me a sticker? Oh no, did I miss it? I wish that these things would persist. Michelle P. Oh no, oh, here it is. Yes, Michelle P with a $2.99 super sticker giving me a thumbs up. A pair giving me a thumbs up. I saw it, Michelle P. Thank you for alerting me. Yeah, I'm kind of juggling things here. I was not planning on doing this show by myself today. But Michelle P, I saw it. Did you see? Michelle, talk to me. I want to see that you saw that I saw your sticker. She says, yeah, it's okay. Hello. No, I saw it. I just did. I pulled it back up and I pulled it out. I actually saw it. So I hope you know, and I'm sorry that you've had a bad week, Michelle P. What can I do to make your week better? Let me know. If there's anything I can do for you, I would be delighted to do it. And I even shouted you out earlier about the moon book that you sent me, and I started reading it. It's awesome, Michelle. You did a fantastic job, and I appreciate it. So anyway, back to getting whacked in the classic way. So, doing, yard work out in the yard when I am, I don't know, 13, 14, something like that. And lying in the grass is this pickaxe. And unfortunately, so I'm walking through the grass and I stepped on the edge of the pickaxe, which of course rotates up, perfectly whacking me right in the nuts. The handle was that's the insult to injury part of it, folks. The insult to injury part, the handle was the perfect length. Not to hit me in the hip, not to hit me in the belly button. No, it was like God himself measured out the length of this handle just to go whack. Even as I went down, I was struck by how funny it was. See, that's yes. Crack of doom, Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch, crack of doom. You're quite right. Well, folks, I really appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out, and joining me for this impromptu, kind of truncated, fraught, smacked, gobsmacked edition of ExoZone. I had a blast with you folks. And yes, the doom nuts. Exactly, Stellar Heather. Exactly. It was just so ironic. It was so ironic. Yes, God did a cup check on Doomcock, and Doomcock did not pass. Doomcock did not pass. No, he did not. All right. Yes, it was very funny, though. It was very funny. You're welcome, Michelle P. God was telling you, you damn fool. Put up your tools when you're done with them, and don't go tiptoeing through the tulips like Tiny Tim, contented like, oh, I went ahead and dug some holes. Now I'm going to tiptoe through the window. Whack. I deserved it. I deserved it. It was a lesson learned. A lesson learned. Well, folks, I want to thank you all for being here today. And I hope you will join me for Friday Night Frolics tomorrow night, and also the Inquisition on Sundays. And also, I'm going to start trying to do a weekday live stream. I just have to find the right day. You know, that's the challenge. I don't want to step on people, but shit, I got a right to live stream during the day too. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to have to do it. I have to live stream during the day. Gotta do it. One a week isn't enough. Gotta do twice a week, I think, personally. All right, folks, from the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry, and thank you for being here today. Good night, you guys. See you Friday.